there was a loss. And then, of course, when you try to apply the absolute to the relative situation, things can come along like this person never existed. There's no Dennis, so this person never existed, and the relationship wasn't real. It's all a dream. So there's nothing going on. So it's okay. And then that's a spiritual bypass, and yeah, don't ask me who's doing it, but it's happening, and then it's not a healthy process. So I actually went to a therapist, of one of which I knew was also at least familiar with non-duality. So I could talk to a therapist without ending up in some ward, locked up in a room with a straitjacket, because I can imagine if you talk to a therapist that's not familiar with non-duality and you express your mental world, then it's not going to end well. I was fortunate enough to find a person like that and navigate that territory, because the absolute and the relative, in that situation, they don't mix.
I would think, I mean, when it comes to loss, you see, it's not one or the other. It's not absolute or relative. It is one thing. If you just have an absolute focus and you're dealing with loss, you're totally ignoring or disallowing the arising emotions and feelings and everything that happened, whether it's an appearance or not. It wasn't in experiencing. We love people, and so, yeah, I mean.
That was indeed the difficulty of it, the
Yeah.
mind tries to reconcile the both, but it's not possible. So the process is to learn to be aware of those both viewpoints at the same time, and just let that be that way. And at the same time, it's not diving into emotion, but allowing it to be there. And let it, not encouraging it, but not pushing it away either. Just let it be there. And then at the same time, I don't know who's doing that. And there's also the absolute view. It takes a while before you can allow that image to be there and get balanced again. But when things are acute, the spiritual bypass is really can be very, very tricky. So I'm glad this discussion came up in several different forms here, because it's
You talk about it. It's like
If you would say that to a person that's not prepared, only two things can happen: either they never speak to you again, or they'll apply the spiritual bypass because they believe you and they will not process the trauma correctly. If there is something like correct, but you know what I'm saying.
I would never. Oh my God, too much.
So
Too
I
much.
understand. Yeah, it's like Fred says. It's how does he express it? It's like a hospital, non-duality, but it's not an emergency room.
Yes.
It can help, but it's not an acute solution to anything.
Yeah. Thanks, Dennis. Thank you for sharing that.